Now, I hope you guys are all having a great day because we've got a game here I'm going to be dubbing the easiest game to win on the Bovada network. It's called Real Fortune Wild Blaze. I've been playing this game like crazy and it released, pretty recent. Anyways, I'm going to be starting with a $1,500 roll in this game and kicking it at 15 bucks a spin. I'm going to up it, I think, to maybe like 75 at one point. Now, the way this game works, it's a respin feature game. I've played quite a few of these, even on the channel here. And, these games, the nice thing about them is they go into the bonus round pretty frequent, and you can kind of lock in some of those smaller wins more consistently, and then eventually, you get something big. But I've really been putting in some volume on this game. I found it to be a very good one, which is why I'm going to be recommending you guys check it out. With that said, I also want to point out that we did launch a newsletter community kind of thing, and I'm really trying to grow it. There's behind the scenes jackpots and other ways, and it kind of just shows you how I play these games. And I think that it would definitely be good for a lot of you out there playing slots right now, especially online. So there will be some links for that in the description or comment section, and please get on it, guys, because I think it'll be very useful to a lot of you out there. Also, if you guys could tap the like as you're watching this, and let's run damn slots, guys. Let's run damn slots, man. Woohoo. Okay, anyways, so we got 5 respins right here, and we're actually going to lock in a pretty nice win early here. Another thing I always say, guys, is play these games responsibly, whether you're playing online slots or live slots, because the reality is things can happen. They can go good sometimes, they can go bad, but you got to, just, remember that. Look at that, respin right again right there. Now, something did happen in this slot session for me. We did get cut off at one point here, and then I had to kind of just get back into it. So you're going to see basically, I think I'm going to get up to like 1,900 here, and then it's going to go to 2,500. There was a little bit of a cutoff of like a $600 win, but it's all good. And, I think we got close to a double up anyways in this, right around like 3K. So we were doing our thing here, man. We were doing our thing. Some of the different icons in this game, you got like the 777s, you got the cat with the paw sticking up. That one actually is a good one. It pays a lot if you can get that one lined up. And then, of course, you've got the wilds, and the Real Fortune. If you can line that one up too, it definitely pays really good. You can kind of see, guys, like I said, it cut off. We locked in a nice win, and then we, now we're at 2,500 basically, and I kind of did a little bit of adjustment here. But here's the deal, guys. Like I said, I'm dubbing this game right now the easiest game to win on the Bovada network. Watch this all the way through because it is a good one. Tap the like, and let's run damn slots.